Hi, and welcome, John Morris Show on a Tuesday morning, coming to you from Kansas City. We are in the bowels of the T-Mobile Center today. Big 12 tournament begins about 2.5 hours from right now, and Baylor is in the first game today. It's Baylor, the 13th seed, against number 12 seed Arizona State, and that's the first of 4 games today, 4 more tomorrow. 16-team league. You got a lot of games, and you got to start on Tuesday. And Baylor, for the first time in a while, is playing on the opening day of the tournament. So here at the T-Mobile Center, things starting to swing into action. Remember, we told you yesterday Baylor had an hour practice time on the floor. There were some other times on the floor this morning by teams that will play not today but tomorrow. So we'd hope to set up on the floor this morning, but Houston is out on the floor right now, or somebody, and then Houston follows them, and so we need to be back here in the media workroom. So that's where we are here at the T-Mobile Center in downtown Kansas City. Great spot, as I talked about yesterday. The T-Mobile Center, yes, but Kansas City, just a great host spot for this Big 12 tournament, and glad to be here. Baylor's ready to go and looking forward to a matchup, rematch, you could say, with Arizona State. Bears beat the Sun Devils. Their one meeting during the regular season. It was February 21st in Waco. 73-68 was the final. So now another matchup comes here in the Big 12 tournament. Winner advances to get Iowa State, the 5th seed, tomorrow morning at 11:30. And the loser of this game is most likely finished for the year. You never know, but most likely finished. There's a lot of stories floating around about Bobby Hurley, the head coach for Arizona State, and there were reports yesterday that he was out as the head coach. Arizona State quickly said, no, nothing has been, I don't know their wording, nothing's been decided, or no move has been made, I guess is what it is. But there's a lot of those stories swirling around there, and it's interesting if there is a coaching change, and certainly we don't wish ill will on anyone, but if there is a coaching change there, Bryce Drew is probably a name you will hear for the Arizona State job. He had a career, is having a very good season at Grand Canyon right there in Phoenix. Of course, Arizona State is there in Tempe, so I'm sure they're well aware of the success he has had, and certainly, the family success of the Drews also. So be interesting to see how that plays out if Bryce Drew is indeed a top candidate if Arizona State makes a head coaching change. I can tell you this, I know this without asking, Coach Drew, Scott Drew, would not be a fan of that, not because he wouldn't want Bryce to be a coach, at a major school in the Big 12, but it means he'd have to face him once or maybe twice a year, and he just hates that. He hates going against his former assistants, and we saw that this year with Matthew Driscoll, the interim head coach at Kansas State. We've seen it in the past with Jerome Tang. He just doesn't like having to go against those guys. And then when it's your brother, that's just another layer of that. So we'll see what transpires, but the game today may go a long way in writing that story. Baylor is 16-15 on the year, 6-12 in Big 12 play. First time in a while we played on the opening day of the tournament, but that's the lot that Baylor has coming in today. Arizona State is also 16-15. They're a game ahead of Baylor in the standings. They're the 12th seed. Baylor's the 13th seed. They are 7-11 in the Big 12. So that's our matchup, Baylor and Arizona State, first game of the day. Visit with Brain Thornton coming up in a few minutes. He's the VP for basketball operations for the Big 12 Conference, and get the lowdown on the entire tournament. So here's a look at the bracket. These are the games, the first round games that will come up today, and then following Baylor, Arizona State is the first game of the day, and that'll be followed at 2 o'clock by Utah, the 16th seed, and Cincinnati, the number 9 seed. That's game 2 of the tournament. The night session tonight begins at 6, 15th seed Kansas State and 10 seed Brigham Young. Then the nightcap tonight will be at 8:30 or thereabouts, 14th seed Oklahoma State and 11 seed Colorado. And that is the first day of the tournament. for the Big 12 here in Kansas City. Day 2 begins at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. Baylor's in that morning bracket, so if the Bears win today over Arizona State, they would be back in action tomorrow morning, 11:30, against 5th seed Iowa State in what will be a home game for Iowa State here in Kansas City. Their fans turn out in droves. It's about I think it's a 2.5, 3 hour drive from Ames right down I-35 to Kansas City. So it's an easy trip for them. And they are very, very supportive. In fact, I saw some Iowa State fans walking in our hotel yesterday, and one of them had on a t-shirt that said Hilton South. And that is absolutely accurate. They come and they take over this arena. You think Kansas, yes, they'll have great fan support. You think Kansas State, yes, Missouri, when they used to be in the league, makes a lot of sense. But Iowa State is right there with any of those schools as far as fan support here in Kansas City. So that would be the first game tomorrow. Baylor Arizona State winner versus 5th seed Iowa State. Second game, UCF, the 8th seed, gets the winner of Utah and Cincinnati. Night session, West Virginia, the number 7 seed. And they're the ones that are on the floor warming up or getting their practice time, because I just saw Brad Howell back there in the hallway. West Virginia gets the winner of K-State and BYU. And then the nightcap tomorrow, 6th seed TCU gets the Oklahoma State Colorado winner. Day 3 of the tournament, after a double bye, the top 4 seeds swing into action. Tech is the 4 seed, Kansas the 3, Houston the 2, and Arizona is the 1 seed and regular season champs. Semifinals on Friday and championship game on Saturday here in Kansas City. So that's it's a look at the bracket as it stands right now, and we'll start filling out that bracket a little bit more as the games begin here in just a little bit. Trip here to Kansas City has been great so far. I thought early weather said it was going to be raining all day today and tomorrow. But no rain, sunshine walking down here to the T-Mobile Center. Rain maybe tonight and then maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow may be the rainiest day of the week, but beautiful right now, low 60s and sunny. The walk from our hotel is about 10 minutes down here. And that's the cool thing about this tournament in Kansas City and all the hotels downtown. It's a walk to the arena, which certainly is better than trying to find a parking spot. So 10-minute walk down from our place, the Hotel Kansas City. Great practice time yesterday for Baylor. Scout and chapel they did last night. Normally Baylor will do a chapel on game day, pregame, but with the early start, they did chapel last night, led by Trent Brown, a GA, and he did a terrific job. So this morning it's just breakfast, a walk through, and then they'll head this way and they'll tip it off at 11:30, Baylor and Arizona State. So ready to go. Bears have won 3 of their last 5 to end the regular season and playing well, playing their best basketball of the year right now, which is what you'd like to see in March. And a lot of motivation for this Baylor team. They're not going to make the NCAA tournament unless they win this tournament and get the automatic bid. So that's pretty good motivation for these guys. And you got to think Baylor could play with anybody here in Kansas City. Really good teams. 6 teams ranked in the top 25 this week from the Big 12. But Baylor has shown that they can play with any of them. The game against Arizona in Waco lost 87-80, but played well. Played toe-to-toe, led Houston for 30 minutes of that game down in Houston, lost in the final minutes of that game. But those are the top 2 seeds, Arizona and Houston, in this Big 12 tournament. So that's the challenge ahead for Baylor. A lot of folks ask, what about the NIT? What about the Crown? And certainly those are possibilities. I think the Crown would be a higher possibility for Baylor. Crown was new last year, 16 teams. This year it's 8 teams. It's the first weekend of April in Las Vegas, and the Big 12 is guaranteed to have 2 schools there, the 2 highest schools that do not, 2 high schools in terms of net ranking that are not part of the NCAA tournament. They would get automatic bids to the Crown. So Baylor's right in the mix for there. Again, depending on how they do today against Arizona State, keep their net ranking about where it is, about 51 or 52. I think is where the Bears are right now. If it were to drop and Cincinnati or West Virginia not make the NCAA tournament, then they might be ahead of Baylor for the crown. And then if the NIT is an option, I think they would just look at it and see what the possibilities are, the ramifications there, money-wise and otherwise, and see if the NIT is something that Baylor would want to do. So that's where we stand as this tournament begins. A little different scenario for Baylor, having been higher seeded team the majority of the last few years, but the number 13 seed this year and playing on the first day of the tournament. So that's what's going on here in Kansas City, and Brain Thornton will join us next segment. Brain, really impressive guy, vice president for basketball, men's basketball for the Big 12. He played at Xavier, and he's obviously very plugged in, Big 12 men's basketball, and we'll talk about the tournament overall and Baylor's options and all of those things with Brain Thornton coming up next segment. What else? Otherwise, baseball is back in action tonight. Baylor home against Sam Houston State, 6:30 at Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark. It's a $2 Tuesday, so take advantage of that at the ballpark this evening. I don't know this for sure. I need to look. I think the weather's pretty good in Central Texas. So how about a nice night at the ballpark tonight for a 6:30 game against Sam Houston this evening. And that's the final game before Big 12 play begins this weekend. West Virginia coming to town, and the conference opening series, Baylor and WVU this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark. Softball is on the road. They left yesterday. They play Stetson tomorrow, then go to Orlando and play UCF the weekend in their second conference series of the year. We'll visit with Hoot Johnigan coming up in a bit. Hooter, Baylor softball assistant coach, will get his thoughts following the sweep of Iowa State over the weekend at Getterman Stadium. So all that coming up in the hour, live from the T-Mobile Center here in downtown Kansas City. And pleased that you're with us this morning. We'll take a break, be back with more in just a moment. John Morris Show brought to you by Alliance Bank, Central Texas, and by the Brazos Landing. Great location for the Brazos Landing right there on I-35 at the Brazos, right across the river from Foster Pavilion, right across the interstate from McLean Stadium, and that great $12 lunch menu available every day that they are open. They were closed yesterday, but back today, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Tuesday through Sunday at the Brazos Landing. Check it out, and check out the menu on the web, thebrazoslanding.com. Take a break, back with more live from Kansas City in a moment. Keep it here, John Morris Show. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Zach Gelb. We're talking NFL and college football. Plus, we have some of the biggest interviews in sports media. You got to check out the Zach Gelb Show right here on 365 Sports, weekdays, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 to 3 p.m. Central. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/@ZachGelbShow.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Are you looking for top shelf sports talk about the West Virginia Mountaineers, where you can get objective analysis, but with the passion of a fan? Well, look no further than right here at Couz's Corner. I am Justin Couz Walker, the host of Couz's Corner, and you can find my show on demand over at YouTube. Most shows are uploaded by 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You can also check out my live post-game reaction shows. My special guest interviews, you can find it all on YouTube at Couz's Corner. Go check it out.
Alliance Bank Central Texas understands that banking is about people. From first accounts to business growth, they actively partner with Central Texas businesses and families to help meet their financial goals. A variety of online products and services make banking easy without compromising the personalized banking experiences they are known for. Customer-focused banking isn't just what they do, it's who they are. Alliance Bank Central Texas, serving Central Texas across 7 convenient locations and at alliancebanktexas.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. And welcome back. John Morris Show, live from Kansas City on this Tuesday morning. Pleased you're with us today. We're brought to you also by Alliance Bank Central Texas. It's your Central Texas business bank, voted by Forbes 2025 Best in State Banks. Alliance Bank Central Texas values their relationships with their customers and their communities. 7 locations, count them, 7 around Central Texas, and also on the web, alliancebanktexas.com. We're also brought to you by Toe King of Waco. It's here to help you the next time you're stuck on the road, a locally owned and family-run business. Toe King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with highly trained operators. Toe King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Toe King the next time you need help on the road. We're waiting Brain Thornton to come visit with us, and right on time, right on cue. Here he come on in here. Busy man, but going to give us a few minutes this morning, and really do appreciate that. Brain is Baylor's, or the Big 12's vice president for basketball, and I know you're busy. You got to be, but thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Good to be here.
Thank you. How's things gelling around today?
So far, so good. You know, this is an exciting time for everybody. Everybody loves March. Conference tournaments mean the world, and this should be a fun week for everybody here who's here.
Yeah, really fun week, and it's the second week of Big 12 basketball here. The women last week, and things seemed to go pretty smoothly last week also.
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's certainly a lot of moving parts. You know, when we come into a building, you know, we're very fortunate. We have a great relationship with T-Mobile. We've been here for a number of years, and we moved the women's tournament over here a couple of years ago, which makes it more seamless. Now it becomes almost like a 2-week festival or 2-week celebration of basketball here at T-Mobile, and the building does a fantastic job. They know us, we know them. They make our lives easy. Yeah. And so last week we had a great women's tournament. West Virginia obviously won that women's tournament yesterday or last week. And, you know, we're ready to carry that momentum forward this week.
Very good. I say this all the time, anytime I'm asked, or even if I'm not asked, but I think Kansas City is a great host spot for this tournament. You know, it's a big deal. It's front page news. It's lead story. I mean, the Big 12 is front and center when this tournament's in town.
You know, you're exactly right. And, you know, a couple of things that we love about being in Kansas City. One, this building. You know, I think the T-Mobile Center is a great building. It's hosted NCAA tournaments, and it does fairly often. So from a venue standpoint, it's first in class. Mm-hmm. And also the city. You know, you mentioned the importance that this tournament has to the city. Certainly a lot of history there over the years, but it really means something. It's almost like the Super Bowl for the city. You know, they don't have an NBA team or things of that nature. So basketball is certainly big here. It's a basketball capital in many regards. The home of the NABC, the NCAA used to be based here. So like there's a foundation and a history of basketball here in Kansas City, and we get to kind of be that conduit for them year in and year out.
Yeah. That's very well said, and it's always fun to be here. The hospitality is second to none also in this downtown area with the arena and the Power and Light District. So many hotels downtown. It's just a perfect setup.
Well, you know, when you think about some of the places that you want to go for a Final Four, you know, it's a Indianapolis, it's a San Antonio, it's places like that. And the reason is because of the walkability.
Yeah.
The reason is because of, everything kind of being around the same area. And Kansas City is a mini version of that for us. You talked about there's hotels everywhere. A lot of the teams are all staying almost in walking distance. We stay down the street at the Lowe's, and I walked over here this morning because it's that convenient. But then there's the Power and Light District. So there's restaurants and bars and things where people can kind of make it an experience, make it a trip. It's obviously right around spring break. Yeah. So for a lot of people, it becomes a little bit destinational. And it's a place that they can come and enjoy with their families. We have several institutions that are drivable. So that obviously helps with attendance and the look and feel. And because of that, we always seem to have really good attendance. Yeah.
Ryan, great regular season for the Big 12. I think about those big Monday games and how great those matchups were. Here we are in the postseason. Can we, or I'm sure part of the hope is just to continue the momentum from the regular season right through this tournament this week?
Absolutely. The schedule couldn't have worked out better for us from a national standpoint. Obviously we have 5 TV partners, and each and every one of them really leaned into our product. And, you talked about Big Monday. We had some colossal matchups down the stretch, and that was by design. When we work with our TV partners, there's certain matchups that they like to see in certain windows, and we were able to deliver on some of those. But then not only did we have some of those matchups on Big Monday, we had a lot of intrigue across the board. We had some incredible matchups in that kind of that bubble range down the stretch where teams are jockeying for an opportunity to be in the NCAA tournament. So that was also really fun to watch from a storyline standpoint. So this week should be a continuation of that. We should see some really great games down the stretch, and that'll start today.
You've got your finger on the pulse as well as anybody when you look to NCAA selections coming up on Sunday. How well do you think this league might do?
Well, I know how well this league should do. We should do fantastic. And, I think that should be a testament to our institutions and the years that they've had. When you really think about how good a league that we've been, obviously people really point to the top of our league, and you talk about Arizona, Houston, Iowa State, Texas Tech, Kansas, institutions like that. When they came out with the first reveal from an NCAA standpoint, we had 5 in the top 14. And I fully expect that we should still have 5 in the top 16 when the brackets are released on Sunday. But when you go beyond that, we have a lot of other institutions that have really earned their right to be a part of the NCAA tournament, in my mind. Institutions like UCF, who's had a fantastic year. They're 20-10, 9-9 in the league, win at Texas A&M, for example. West Virginia, who we're going to see here tomorrow, was a top 8 seed in our tournament. And, they have 9 wins in the league. They're a team that, I think that garners a lot of attention. And then a team like Cincinnati that maybe a little bit more under the radar earlier in the year, but they got some guys back from injury, and it's really turned the course of their season. All of a sudden they're playing like a top 25 team. So when you look at those teams like that, I think it's hard pressed for the committee not to say that they're playing like the top 32 team in the country from an at-large standpoint. So I hope that they really respect what the league has done. We had the best record against any of all the P4 conferences. We had the best non-conference winning percentage in the country. Hardest conference to win on the road, things of that nature. Like, it really speaks to how challenging this league is, and it should be rewarded by selection.
Yeah, very well said. Do you lobby at all? Do you let the games, the results speak for themselves? What's going on behind the scenes?
A little bit of both. We certainly, and this is for all conferences, not just ours. Sure. But we have reps on the NCAA selection committee that we are in constant contact with. Starting in January, I meet with them every couple weeks, and we kind of go through what kind of my standpoint is on how I would kind of stack our teams up. We talk about some of the important wins, losses, and one of the unique things that we also communicate about is not that it's justifying a loss, but if there are circumstances around a certain situation. And I'll give you all an example, which on its face is not a good loss. Right. It's a quad 4 loss against a MAC program. But when you peel the onion back, you realize they didn't have Jizzle James, who's, starting guard, and, they're maybe the straw that stirs the drink. And they didn't have Baba Miller, who is an all-conference player. Right. Neither one of those young men played in that game. So, again, you're not trying to justify the loss, but you are trying to give context around it. And so those are some of the things that we share with the committee so they have an understanding of who the teams are and maybe why some of the teams are changing as time goes on. Cincinnati's playing great basketball right now. They've won 6 of the last 8. Here's some of the reasons why and why they should be considered as an NCAA tournament team.
Interesting. That's great. Brain Thornton is with us, VP of men's basketball for the Big 12. And you played at Xavier. And I don't know how good your freshman year was. I'll go back and look. But what about the freshmen we've had in this league this year?
Well, I'll tell you that my freshman year certainly wasn't like some of these freshmen. I was fortunate. I played at Vanderbilt as a freshman. Oh, you did. And I was on the SEC all freshman team. So that was in today's world, that probably garners a nice paycheck. But back then, I certainly enjoyed my time. But, our freshman class is truly incredible. It's unprecedented when you look across the league. There's guys in our league. I mean, you look at Tunde Yesufu for Baylor, where in any other year, he's probably freshman of the year and a first or second team all conference guy. And, in this year, he's not. I mean, he'll probably be a top 20 pick in the NBA draft. Yeah. And, sometimes he's not even one of the first names out your mouth. When you talk about AJ DeBonsa and Darren Peterson and, Kingston Flemings at Houston, the guys at Arizona. I mean, I could just keep going down the list. I mean, there's probably 10, 11 freshmen in this league that, could be NBA players this year.
Would you put, if we did an all freshman, all league team, would you put them up against any other league in the country? Have you looked at that?
If I would put our freshman all league team against any other all conference team.
Oh, that's true. That'd be great. And you've got ESPN College Game Day coming here on Saturday. That'll be a nice build up to the championship game Saturday.
Absolutely. Last year, the game day was at the SEC, and that was justified. The SEC had a great year last year. But one of the conversations I had with ESPN at the time was, just so I understand correct, you're going to send game day to the conference that has the best year. And they said yes. And so based on the year that we've had, they followed through on their promise, and they brought their A crew and they brought game day here to Kansas City. So I think that that's a testament to where ESPN views our league, and they view our league as having had, a phenomenal year, and they wanted to reward us with that opportunity.
Very cool. I really appreciate your time. I know you're busy. Thanks very much. And we're hoping Baylor sticks around for a few days here in Kansas City.
I really appreciate being with you.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Brain Thornton, Vice President for men's basketball here for the Big 12, with us live in Kansas City. We'll take a break. Be back with more in just a moment. Really appreciate Brian's time on a busy day, opening day of the Big 12 tournament. Take a break. Be back with more live from Kansas City right after this.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
If you want a Boston sports show that's going to insult you as a fan and only cares about getting back at their old hosts or who Bill Belichick is dating, then keep tuning your radio. But if you want a sports show that's wicked good, wicked smart, wicked passionate, then you need the Wicked Boston Show with me, Cam Stewart. It is the only Boston sports talk show that is by the fans and for the fans. One voice in this city where the only BS is Boston sports. The Wicked Boston Show.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycats mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Spring has sprung, and now's a great time to schedule a checkup for your vehicle. As Texas weather changes, it's important to make sure you and your loved ones are safe on the road. Request an appointment online at CompleteCarCareCenter.com today. We're equipped to handle all major and minor repairs on your vehicle. Our experienced technicians can check the health of your tires and inspect your vehicle for any unseen issues. Kish Complete Car Care Center at 5300 Franklin, where we take pride in keeping individuals safe, honestly.
At DeCampley's Italian Ristorante, we are committed to providing an authentic Italian experience. Through exceptional service, delicious food, and a family environment, we want our guests to create memories that they will want to share with their family and friends. Open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. Make your reservation today. Check us out on Facebook and at DeCampley's.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Lacey. I'm with Beyond the Game, a new podcast to the Rogue Media Network. Just when you thought you'd had a little bit too much about BYU, here we are to provide you even a little bit more. I, as part of the BYU group, am grateful that we're part of the Big 12 and really grateful that we're part of the Rogue Media Network. Thank you.
Back with us live from Kansas City, John Morris Show continues, and I want to remind you again about the Texas Sports Hall of Fame Collectible Card Show. It's March 20th and 21st. Huge show. Vendors from across Texas and Oklahoma. Celebrity guests will be there. That's a Friday and a Saturday. Friday the 20th, 11 a.m. to 5. Saturday the 21st, 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Get all the details on the web, theautographsinc.com. theautographsinc.com is the website. I tell you, a card I have that is priceless. I would never sell it. I would never trade it. Keeping it forever is a card of Hoot Johnigan in his minor league days in the Indians organization. Hoot, you know what I'm talking about? That's one of the priceless cards in my collection, as we're joined by Baylor softball assistant Hoot Johnigan. Welcome.
Yeah, you probably got it on your dartboard and you just keep throwing darts at it all the time. That's why it's priceless.
It is priceless. Thanks. And where was that? You were in the Indians organization. Where were you playing then?
I was in Waterloo, Iowa at the time.
Yeah, that's it. Cool.
Those were good times. That was fun. I remember when I got that, I was just proud to get drafted, period. And then they're going to make a card of me. I'm thinking, what? This is incredible, Who am I,
That's good. It's great. Well, you were softball now, and you are in Florida. I'm sorry I don't know this. What city? Where is Stetson located?
Well, Stetson's about an hour away. We're in Orlando. We're staying in Orlando, and because we're getting ready for UCF this weekend.
Okay.
And since it's spring break, good opportunity to come down here and enjoy some Florida weather and play a good Stetson team on Wednesday, get ourselves prepared to go into the weekend, get used to this humidity down here.
Yeah.
We're in the 80s here. We got humidity. And but we're staying in Orlando, so we're going to be here all week.
I got you. Okay.
Play them tomorrow, and then head down to play UCF, which is about 2 blocks from where our hotel is, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, nice. Very good. We were there 2 weeks ago with basketball, and it was a Saturday morning, and I went out for a walk. It was 70 degrees. You think really nice, but man, it was that Florida humidity, even at 70 degrees. So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it knocks you in the face, and when you're not used to that. We haven't seen that around in Central Texas. It takes some getting used to. So it's good to get out here and get acclimated to that for sure.
Very good. All right. Great weekend last weekend, the sweep of Iowa State. You had to dodge some raindrops on Saturday, but a really good job of taking care of business and getting a conference opening sweep of the Cyclones.
Yeah, really, really proud of the girls for coming out and doing that. It's, Iowa State is man, they are underrated all the time. Jamie does a great job over there. They play solid softball, and we haven't, since I've been here in 6 years, we haven't had a chance to take care of business. They've had our number, so to speak. And so really played well against them. We pitched it well, played good defense, got timely hitting. Did have to dodge the raindrops, played that doubleheader on Friday to try to get a couple of games in, and then started Saturday, had to suspend that game, and we had the momentum. And then you come back on Sunday, and they grabbed the momentum, and we're tied, and going down to the wire here, and we were able to scratch across a run there in the 7th to complete the sweep. But really proud of the girls. Great way to start. Any win is a good win, especially when you get in conference, home or away, because it's a grind the whole time. It's a long season. So you take every victory you can when you can, for sure.
And a walk-off win in there. That was terrific. Remember, you had two or three of those very early in the year, and a walk-off in conference play. That's huge.
Yeah, it really is. And our girls have shown that. They've never given up. These girls have battled. And one of the highest compliments that you can get as a coach is when the other coach compliments you on your girls and their grittiness. And that's exactly what he did. He says, you guys are gritty this year. And he says, because in years past, you get behind, we would get up and it would be over, but we battled back. And even in that Sunday game, we're up 4-0. We come back, we're starting the 3rd inning. And we knew as coaches, and we warned them against this, and players knew that, hey, you can't take your foot off the foot pedal. You got to keep going. And next thing you know, you look up and we're tied. They hit a couple of home runs and we're tied at 4. And that's a shot. They threw the first punch there. So we had to battle back, and our pitching came in and did a good job of holding them right there so we could get the chance for that walk-off. And then, Brooklyn, man, she just does her wizardry on the bases, if you will, and forced an error there. The speed forced an error right there, and we were able to capitalize and come off with a walk-off win to complete the sweep for sure.
Yeah. Speed kills. Speed's a huge asset. It seems like y'all have got your share of it.
Yeah, we do. We've got a couple of players that can really make some things happen, and speed never goes into a slump. You just got to get on base. But once you do that, you can create some havoc. And you see that in sports in general. You put some pressure on people, and it creates some problems. And so being able to handle that pressure from a defensive perspective is key, but be able to create that from an offensive perspective is key too. And we were able to do that there in that last game, in that last inning, and come off with the win.
All right. What about Stetson? What's the challenge with them coming up tomorrow?
Well, Stetson's obviously a good mid-major team here in Florida, and they're not afraid of anybody. Off to a good start so far, and we've got to come in and play our game. We don't have the luxury. The good thing about our schedule is we can beat anybody we play, but the bad thing about it is we can lose to anybody we play as well. And we're still that work in progress, trying to figure some things out as we're going along. We're gathering more information. We're learning about our team as we go. And you love to hear that when people talk about grit. That's kind of what you want, because that's what turns, average into good and good into great. And that's what we want to do. And so we're excited about what we're finding out about that. We're still trying to mix the pieces in. If you look at our lineups, we're putting some people in here and there. Trying to play the hot hand. Iron sharpens iron. We've always hear that. We always say that. We got people over there pushing those people. Know if they don't play, it gets in there, and a coach, that's what you want, because that makes you play better. And so we've got to show up and play again tomorrow, and that's going to continue to hopefully get ourselves ready to play a really good Central Florida team this weekend.
Gotcha. I know you know this, and let's see if our viewers and listeners know. What's the mascot for Stetson? It's pretty good. I mean, it's a good one. Tell everybody what it is.
You tell me, man. You got me on that one. I don't know.
Oh, really? Come on.
Yeah, I know.
The Hatters, the Stetson Hatters.
Oh, the Hatters. Oh.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it is. I love it. So what is a Hatter? You tell me.
I don't know. I mean, you think of a Stetson hat. So I think their mascot is the Hatters. That's what I think it is. I don't know.
It's a big hat. That's what I'm going to find out when we go.
Yeah. Okay.
The mascot. See if we got a ginormous hat over there.
Thank you. And then the UCF Knights this weekend. Pretty good team, right? I mean, that'll be a tough challenge for you. Your first conference road series.
Yeah, there really is. They're a top 20 team right now. They went to Oklahoma State last weekend, won 2 out of 3. No surprise anymore. They've done a great job over there, and they continue to get better as they go through conference in all the sports, really. And so we got the utmost respect for them, and definitely going to have our hands full there too. But we're ready for the challenge. We've got our kids prepared, and we're ready to rock and roll when we get there this weekend.
Very good. Weather okay? Look okay for the weekend?
Well, it looks great. Got to hydrate, make sure, because we're gonna, with this humidity, you're gonna sweat, and got to get prepared for that. But we're ready. I'd much rather be in this then be cold. You know me.
That's what I was going to say. It's your time of year when it starts getting warm, right?
Absolutely. You got that right. Love it.
All right, man. All right. Thanks very much for your time. I appreciate it. Good luck. The 4 games in Florida this week. And till Glenn, hope he gets feeling better soon. But thank you for being with us this morning.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure, J-Mo.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hoot Johnigan, Baylor softball assistant coach, and Baylor softball versus Stetson tomorrow evening, and then UCF Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Orlando for their second Big 12 series. And Baylor at 3-0 in Big 12 play, having swept Iowa State at Gutterman Stadium this past weekend. Baseball, we mentioned they host Sam Houston tonight, and then they host West Virginia this weekend. It is their baseball's conference opening series this weekend. Get them at home. And Jim Blair was with us yesterday. Go back in the archives, and you can find our visit with Jim Blair, Baylor baseball assistant, from yesterday. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back, look ahead, wrap things up, see who's milling around here in the media room. We are in the media room at the T-Mobile Center in downtown Kansas City. Big 12 basketball tournament begins today. Things are starting to ramp up a little bit. You saw me kind of working off camera. It wasn't off camera. I was trying to find some earbuds so I could hear, because it's getting a little noisier here in the workroom, which was almost empty when we began at 9 o'clock, but things starting to ramp up, certainly, as we head toward the first game of the day in the Big 12 tournament. It's Baylor and Arizona State, an 11:30 a.m. tip-off this morning from the glass floor, the ASB glass floor here in the T-Mobile Center. Tell you a story about that glass floor from yesterday's Baylor workout, and have more when we come back. John Morris Show brought to you by DeCampley's. Italy meets Texas at DeCampley's every day in a warm and authentic experience, serving lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday and offering an off-menu special every Friday and Saturday. DeCampley's is in Waco, serving the best authentic Italian dishes. Take a break and be right back live from Kansas City. After this, John Morris Show will continue.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatment, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
The Pete Souza Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. You want to talk NFL draft? I don't know. How about we get you Todd McShay? You want to talk Big 12? We can get you the commissioner. Somebody about the Cowboys? How about we have on the owner, Stephen Jones? Pop culture? Michelle Beadle. I mean, we will bring on the people that you want to hear from. And these people don't join us because of me. They join us because of you. You got to watch this show, okay? It's got everything you need. Sports, hijinks, laughs. Did I mention hijinks? We'll see you on the Pete Souza Show. Now, we are under the 365 Sports umbrella. Check it out. I'm wearing a Tulane shirt. No idea why.
It's the Pete Souza Show. Sports.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Toe King of Waco is the company you can count on. Call Toe King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Come buy, sell, and trade at the longest-running card show in Central Texas, the Texas Sports Hall of Fame Collector Show, March 20th and 21st at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. Come meet former Pittsburgh Steeler Greg Hawthorne and former San Antonio Spur Alvin Robertson on Friday. Saturday, former Dallas Cowboy Mel Renfro, Beasley Reese, and Baylor great Lake Seastrunk are scheduled to appear. Show hours are Friday 11 to 5, Saturday 9 till 4. Get your autographs authenticated by JSA both days. Dealers from Texas and Oklahoma will be exhibiting. For more information, visit theautographsinc.com.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Looking for football talk without the fluff? It's Down and Dirty with Scott Mitchell, a former NFL quarterback breaking down the game from the inside, plus real conversations about sports, leadership, life, and everything in between. No hot takes for clicks, just honest analysis, strong opinions, and stories you won't hear anywhere else. Football talk and more, the way it's supposed to be. Subscribe now to Down and Dirty with Scott Mitchell on YouTube.
Alliance Bank Central Texas understands that banking is about people. From first accounts to business growth, they actively partner with Central Texas businesses and families to help meet their financial goals. A variety of online products and services make banking easy without compromising the personalized banking experiences they are known for. Customer-focused banking isn't just what they do, it's who they are. Alliance Bank Central Texas, serving Central Texas across 7 convenient locations and at alliancebanktexas.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Back with us in the bowels of the T-Mobile Center, and look who's here. It's my broadcast partner, Pat Nunley, here at the T-Mobile Center, and it's Baylor and Arizona State to open the tournament. You've just got the skinny from Tim Healy, the voice of the Sun Devils. What do you think about the way Baylor finished the regular season, definitely playing better, and now opening today here against Arizona State?
I think it's a good time to be in this tournament. I think this is a team that has found a rhythm, and it's a rhythm team because it's primarily an offensive team. Offense is about chemistry and rhythm, and so I think the last 5 to 6 games, this team's been pretty good, really. Dropped one to Houston on the road, Arizona at home, played them tough, and then I thought, won the games that they should have won. And so now I think they've got some confidence. I think they're pretty healthy. And so it's just a good time to be here.
Yeah, very good. Tell me, this is your 45th year. We celebrated that recently doing Baylor broadcast. What do you think about the job Coach Drew and this staff have done this year?
Well, I'm not sure there are any words really to describe our feelings for Coach Drew and we asked him after the last game, really nice win. Did they have to sort of redefine winning this year, which is unusual for this team? Usually we're poised to make a run in the NCAA tournament, not the Big 12 tournament, and they did. And so the winning was not as much about wins and losses as far as their record goes. It was really more about what are we doing for these guys and what are we doing for the kids, and has the culture of the program suffered at all? And it has not. So, and I think too, John, those guys have done a great job keeping everybody energized, keeping them motivated, because we looked around the league. I thought Utah, for example, just didn't have any pop that last game. And it's hard when you've won 2 games in the league to not just kind of check it in. Well, this team has never checked it in. I thought their energy level, win or lose, has been really good, and that's a credit to the coaches.
Yeah, we've said that all season, even through some losing stretches, that they were still working hard, they were prepared, and the energy never wavered one bit.
Not at all. In fact, last night, Coach Drew was showing his team some of the things they did accomplish this year. And there are a number of things to feel really good about. But one thing he said was they've had the number one strength of schedule in the Big 12. And so that's not an excuse for not having produced the number of wins that they were hoping to produce. But it does say something. Yeah. You start the league 0-5. With the schedule that they had during that 5-game stretch, you can get beaten down pretty quickly. And I don't think they ever found themselves in a ditch emotionally, and the coaches are responsible to make sure they're staying intact, and they get huge credit for that. That is not easy to do.
This tournament's fun, isn't it? I mean, it's great to be here, and a great location in Kansas City.
It is. You know, there was a year where we flirted with moving it somewhere. In fact, did move it. What was it, Dallas, I guess?
And Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City. Yeah, that's right. And we both experienced that and went, we need to go back to Kansas City.
Right.
This is just not the same. The city just rolls out the red carpet for all these teams. And there are obviously KU fans, Iowa State fans, K-State fans, but this is a basketball town. These people are hungry for college basketball. And I think it's a college basketball town. And you feel it when you roll in. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, there's no NBA here. This arena was basically built so they could host and keep the Big 12 tournament here every year.
Yeah, and I just love the way it's run around town this time of year. Everybody's got a T-shirt, a Kansas T-shirt, of whatever. Yeah. And so everybody's out in full force. And I think all the restaurants and everybody that's in the hospitality business has completely bought into Big 12 tournament. Doesn't matter who you're here associated with, they're just glad you're here.
Yeah, it's fun. It's one big pep rally around town. And then that Power and Light District right outside, well, that's terrific.
Yeah, I mean, we'll walk out this afternoon, there'll be 5-on-5 going on out there. They put a makeshift court up, and there's music playing and people just hanging around in between games. But this is a 5-day event. Yeah. And it starts today, and it won't really slow down until Saturday.
Yeah, let's hope it's a 5-day event for Baylor. That'd be a tough task, but what do you think? What do you think the Bears can do here?
I do think they can make a run. Honestly, 5 games in 5 days is really hard, but I don't think it's impossible. Mm-hmm. And I don't think fatigue is as much of a factor as I always feel like it is. You know, we'll play 2 games in 3 days or in a tournament, back-to-back games, and we'll always interview the players after and go, "Are you tired?" And I'll go, "What are you talking about? I wish we were playing this afternoon." Right. So I don't think that's as much of an issue. It's the competition. Yeah. That's really what it's all about. And who'll know? But Coach Drew said last night, the hardest game in the tournament is the first game. Right. You win that first game, and now you've got some momentum and you feel good about your opportunities. And I think, too, with the expectations, which are low for this team coming into the tournament, they can just spit the bit and play. Yeah. And I think when they're doing that, I know you've got to run the game plan and do all that, but I think when the pressure's off, and I don't think there is any pressure, this team is going to be at least exciting to watch. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. This will be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm coming in, and everybody, when you walk in the door, all the media folks, "Can I help you? Can I help you? Where do you need to go?" And I go, "Well, this is my 25th time up here. I don't know how many years we've been coming."
26th year of the Big 12. Well, no, 30th year of the Big 12.
Yeah. So
not all here, but
yeah, we know our way around.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
cool. But thanks.
It never gets old.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet.
Right. Pat Nunley, Baylor Athletics Hall of Famer, and my broadcast partner. Thanks for keeping me around. We did find some an interesting note, didn't we? Let's close with this. It's Mike Kennedy at Wichita State is retiring this year. And Wichita State in their notes has a list of guys who have done broadcast the longest. And he and Dave Dahl are at the top of the list as far as working together. And in the Wichita State notes, they've got them number 1, and they've got you and Dave Cohen as the second longest working together, 42 years. We're live on the air here. Have you been going around behind my back? Who is Dave Cohen?
No, I'm not cheating on you. I don't know Dave Cohen.
I don't either.
And I replied to you and said, if we've been doing games together for 42 years, I probably ought to meet the guy.
Interesting. Dave Cohen. Who is Dave Cohen? And where did they get that information?
I don't know. All I know, it's been a really long time. And now that it has been so long, I'm thinking, get that right.
Yeah,
Just get it
exactly.
right. Yeah, I mean, we give us some credit.
And well, add to it, Paul Mills is there.
That's
Paul Mills is at Wichita State. You'd think at some point he might notice, or they might mention, yeah, Dave and Pat, they've been doing it a long time. Yeah, okay.
I wonder if Paul Mills knows who Dave Cohen is.
I'm going to ask you.
Let's do.
I'm going to ask you. All right, good. Well, you and Dave have a good broadcast today.
Looking forward to it. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, thanks very much. All right, Pat, appreciate that. It is Baylor and Arizona State today. We look forward to that. We will be back with you, win or lose, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We look forward to that. Thanks to Pat. Thanks to Brian Thornton, who was with us. Thanks to Hoot Johnigan, also. Fun hour. Thanks to Brandon and Garrett behind the scenes. That's it from here in Kansas City. Thanks for being with us for the John Morris Show. Alliance Bank Central Texas understands that banking is about people. From first accounts to business growth, they actively partner with Central Texas businesses and families to help meet their financial goals. A variety of online products and services make banking easy without compromising the personalized banking experiences they are known for. Customer-focused banking isn't just what they do, it's who they are. Alliance Bank Central Texas, serving Central Texas across 7 convenient locations and at alliancebanktexas.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Sports don't stop, and neither do we. Welcome to 365 Sports, your home for real conversations, original shows, and coverage that lives where sports actually happen. Join David Smoke, Craig Smoke, and myself, Paul Catalina, for in-depth interviews and local stories to the moments national media misses. 365 Sports brings you the voices, debates, and perspectives fans care about every single day. Subscribe now on YouTube, search 365 Sports, and never miss a moment because sports aren't seasonal. They're 365.
At DeCampli's Italian Ristorante, we are committed to providing an authentic Italian experience. Through exceptional service, delicious food, and a family environment, we want our guests to create memories that they will want to share with their family and friends. Open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. Make your reservation today. Check us out on Facebook and at decampleys.com.
My name is David Maddox, owner of Waco Foundation Repair. I've been in business right at 20 years, incorporated since 2003, and nonstop, very busy business to be in. We stay plenty busy with this good old Central Texas ground that constantly moves and does its thing. If you think you have foundation repair issues, call Waco Foundation Repair today.
Spring has sprung, and now's a great time to schedule a checkup for your vehicle. As Texas weather changes, it's important to make sure you and your loved ones are safe on the road. Request an appointment online at CompleteCarCareCenter.com today. We're equipped to handle all major and minor repairs on your vehicle. Our experienced technicians can check the health of your tires and inspect your vehicle for any unseen issues. Kish Complete Car Care Center at 5300 Franklin, where we take pride in keeping individuals safe, honestly.
Hey, it's Matt Mosley of The Matt Mosley Show. We want you to watch our show every day, 1 to 3 on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. And you get to see big name guests like Gary Patterson, Art Briles, Scott Drew, Doug McNamee, major Cowboys insiders, ESPN legends like Sal Palantonio. When news breaks on Cowboys or Baylor or NFL, we want you to look here first. 1 to 3 weekdays, it's the Matt Mosley Show.